Hey, my name's Amanda, and again, this lockdown technique class is a previously recorded Zoom class that I did with another wonderful assistant of mine named Maddie that you'll see doing the class actually outside in the sunshine in the spring, and it's pretty awesome. So this class is going to be all focused on your feet and your ankles, which is the most common area of injury as a dancer, of course, because we tend to use and abuse them so much. So it's really important that you're constantly strengthening and giving lots of love to your feet and your ankles to prevent injury. Because when you have many ankle sprains in your career as a dancer, like me, these injuries over time are going to start to spiral up and creep up the body, and you're going to see pain in your knees, maybe your hips, maybe your back because of compensation. So of course we want to avoid that at all cost. So in order to do that, I'm giving you the tools in this class to keep strengthening and keep working those feet and your ankles that you can do at home while you're in lockdown until you get back into your studio again. All right, so all you're gonna need in this class really is something for your barre. So again, maybe a chair or something you could use. And if you have a TheraBand at home, amazing. We're really gonna use this quite a bit. And then also a yoga block. If you don't have a yoga block, you could use a pillow, like I've said before, or maybe a squishy ball, anything you got at home. And we're just gonna use that for one exercise. All right, so we'll start off with some cardio. We'll get into some strength and conditioning, a little bit of barre technique, and as always, end with a few gentle stretches. Okay, so let's get started off with those jumping jacks and have fun.
And I pay my bills sometime. I've been working hard, always done my best. I've always played to the side. All these gloomy days, I just watch them pass. When all I ever wanted to do is move my feet, go on rocking to the beat. Take a chance, rocking man, just like I'm in the bed. Move my feet, go on rocking to the beat. Take a chance, rocking man. All I ever wanted was
To the front. Side, reverse.
I'm wasting all my time just working for the man. When all I ever
All right, we're going up forward now. 2, 3, 4.
take a shot, rockin' in, just like I'm in the bed. I wanna bounce, move my feet, oh, I rock to the beat. Take a shot, rockin' in, all I ever wanted was to dress. I wanna
Side. Back. To the front. Just 2.
But it's not too late. I'm gonna turn this ship around when I get good. I'm gonna leave this goddamn job
And again. 2.
Just listen to myself. Don't care about nobody else but me.
Just 1.
I'm gonna dance all night. I'm gonna dance all night.
Again, 1.
Dance all night. Dance all night. I wanna dance. All I ever wanted
Take a big breath when you're done. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. And breathe out. Yes. Awesome. All right. So now that we're warm, now that you worked your feet and your ankles, your calf muscles, that was all strengthening through the feet as well. But now let's get a little bit more detailed. So we're gonna do a tendu exercise in the center here. So I will back up so you can see my feet, my legs. So you'll start in a turned out first position. Arms are gonna be out and second for the whole exercise. But for now, so your arms don't get tired, maybe you just put them on your hips. All right, we're going to be tenduing our right foot forward. 1, 2. Then we turn it in this movement is coming from the hip, right? We turn it in, you turn it out, you flex, you point through the foot. This is all on the floor. Then we lift our tendu and lower it down. Yes, we're gonna do all that en croix, staying with the same leg. So point two, turn it in, turn it back out, flex, point, lift it up, and lower. So en croix, we do it facing the back, turn it in, turn it out, flex, point, lift, and lower, and side, turn it in, turn it out, flex, point, up, down. We do that on the left side as well. En croix, boom, boom. Then we're gonna come into a parallel position. So now we're not turning out, our feet are parallel. So make sure your ankles are lined up right under your hip bones. Find your hip bones and find that alignment. From here, we're going to lift that right heel, coming into a demi point, really making sure that we're pressing in to the big toe side of your foot. We're not pressing into our pinky toe side and sickling. Ah! Yeah, so press into the big toe. 1, 2, we're gonna lift up, push off the toes and point. So my foot is off the floor, and then come back down to a demi point. 5, 6, and then lower the heel, 7, 8. We'll do 2 slow. So again, 1, 2, lift off, 3, 4, demi, 6, lower, 7, 8. Then we're gonna go faster by just lifting, pushing off the foot. So very like prancy, if you will. So it has to push up, push up, push up, push up. So your foot is going all the way up and then down through the floor, pushing off the toes and landing through the foot every time, but it's faster, okay? And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4 for a count of 8. Yes, we'll do that on the left side as well. Slow, 2 times. Boom, 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 and then fast. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. So we really want this focus to be on pushing off the toes to get that foot off the floor and point your foot when it's in the air. And then we'll just repeat that turn out. So same thing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 times slow. Boom, boom, and then fast again. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 8 times, and that's it. Cool? So here we go. First we start with the tendus, and then the little springs off the floor. And actually, let's add this in at the very end. Turned out sautés, just 8 sautés. So Maddie, you wanna show those sautés? And then sauté, 2, 3, exactly, thank you, thank you. So using that work that we just worked on through the foot, pushing off the toes and pointing when those feet come in the air for your sautés. We'll just finish off with 8 sautés and then this exercise is done. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll put on a song. Here we go. Arms come out to second. Turn out, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 2, turn it in, turn it out, flex, point, lift, down, side, 2, turn it in, turn it out, flex, point, lift, down, to the back, 2, turn it in, turn it out, flex, point, lift, again, side, 2, turn it in, turn it out, flex, point, lift, down, left side, 2, in, out, flex, point, lift, down, 2,
It hit me like a fan on the back of my head. I don't know who I am, but I breathe for nothing, good for nothing.
Point and down to the side.
Crazy dreams, still crazy about it.
Flex, point, nice.
Won't you let me
Come to parallel, you can relax your arms down. 6, 7, 8. With the right heel tip. Up, 4, 5, 6, and lower the heel. Again, slow. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and up, 2, faster, 4, through the foot and through the floor. Nice, left side now. Yes, so get your weight on that right leg, standing leg. Go 1, 2, up, and 5, 6, 7, again, slow.
In the stained glass windows, babe, I feel the presence, oh
down,
yeah.
And lower the heel, faster.
If that
1,
hold me
2,
down,
push off the toes. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, let's turn it up
Find
now.
another way to climb
First
out of this
position.
basement.
6, 7, right foot up.
Gonna find out what
Lift.
that smile on the
Lower
face
demi and down.
like a key.
2, up
Holding me take
and
flight.
demi down. Now
And I
fast.
wanna
Go.
do your bidding, babe. I wanna steal away
5,
tonight.
6, 7, left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lower heels together.
Now,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1.
heart's
And
on
2,
fire,
and 3,
so is the
and 4,
page.
5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. Arms
Everybody
in
around here
preparatory
telling me
position. We're
I'm
gonna
right.
saute 8 times.
Things I
And 1,
only reveal
3,
in the
4,
light that is
5,
given.
6,
4,
7. Again. 4, 2,
free
7,
from the
8,
heart and
3,
no one else
4,
will give.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Rain outside, blowing in the
Awesome.
curtain.
I just felt like we could do more sautés, so you're welcome.
Nothing is for
All right, let's move on. Another center exercise. This is really going to be testing your balance today. Maybe you're having a good day with balance, maybe not. Every day is different. But if you fall out of it, don't worry about it. Just keep going, keep fighting for it. Especially at home, you're all by yourself. No one can see you fall out of anything, so just don't worry about it. So, Maddie, you know this one that we do in class. We're going to be turning it in. I know, you're like, what? Dancers don't do this. Pigeon toe turned in, sickled. But I'm going to do it turned in, then parallel, and then turned out. So we're relevating with our feet in all directions, strengthening all the areas of our ankles. Yeah, making sure that we're strong any way that our feet are pointed, facing. Yeah, so for now, you guys can just let them be relaxed. So you do 8 releves, and I really want you to focus on coming up strong and then lowering with control. Don't just like plop down, right? So the thing to think about with this one is controlling the lowering of the heels by pulling up into the calf muscle more and more and more as you lower. All right, so we do 8 releves, turned in, again, turning in from the hip joint. So we go up and lower 8 times. I won't make you do it 8 times right now, but once we do 8, on the 8th one, you're gonna hold it up there. This is the fun part. This is where it's really gonna test your balance today. You're just gonna pulse. So when you do these pulses, as best as you can, try not to let your heels actually touch the floor. So when I'm pulsing, you wanna think up, 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 up. So you might kind of move around, but keep fighting for it and try not to let those heels ever come onto the floor. It's pretty tricky, all right? So we do it parallel for 2 counts of 8. You're pulsing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep those heels lifted. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can let your arms sway a little bit if that helps. On 8, keep your heels lifted, turn it in, and then come to a parallel position and slowly, with control, lower the heels. Then we do it all over again. 8 releves with control, and then on the 8th one, you hold it up and pulse for 2 counts of 8 in a parallel position. Yes, on the 8th and final one, lift up, hold, turn it out, and slowly lower to a first position, making sure our heels are touching. And this is where it probably will feel the most normal for us dancers, and you'll probably feel the strongest here. So again, releves 8 times. Continue to push into the big toe sides of your foot, and then you pulse for 8 counts. 2 counts of 8, sorry. Then on the last 8 count, hold that. I'm gonna back up because you can't even see my face. Hold that, arms are gonna lift up, yes, into 5th position. So we're turned out, releve, and then we're gonna test our balance in coupe. So I'll just sort of demonstrate on flat foot. You're gonna get your weight onto your right leg as a supporting leg, bringing the left leg into coupe. Slowly, take your time, control, hold it for 8 counts, and then come back to center. You're still up on releve. Find your balance again. Make sure when your arms are up over your head, ribs are drawn in, your core is engaged. We're not arching, that'll make us fall. And then we're gonna get our weight onto the left side and bring that foot into a coupe. So make sure that foot is, that's my really bad ankle, but make sure that coupe leg is turning out and it's just right under your calf muscle. Yes, you'll hold that for an 8 count. Come back to center, turning it out. Arms are up in 5th. Can I see that, Maddie? So this is where you'll finish it. Up, releve. After your coupe, and then slowly lower the arms with your heels as you come down with control to finish the exercise. Yeah? Woo-woo. This one is gonna test the balance. And don't worry, if you're wobbly, you fall out of it, just start over, okay? Here we go. Maddie, you ready, girl? Yes, thank you. All right. Here we go. Parallel, turning in. 6, 7, 8. Up, down. Up, down. 2. That's 3. 4. Keep your legs in. 5. 6. Running jump. 7. Hold 8. Lift. And pulse. For 8. Another 8 count. Turn it in. 6, 7, 8. Up, hold. Turn it parallel. And lower. Lift. And down. 2. And up. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. Up. Hold. And pulse. Pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Up. 8 and hold. Turn it out. Lower down. 6, 7, 8. Up and lower. 2 and lower. 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. 7. Holding 8 and pulse. Go. Pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Don't let those heels touch. 5, 6, 7, 8. Up. Hold. Lift those arms up into 5th position. Find your balance. Get onto that right leg for coupe. Fight for it. And then back to center. Find your balance. Get onto that left leg. Pulling up with that supporting leg. Bring that foot into coupe whenever you're ready. If you're not ready and it doesn't happen, don't do it. But keep trying to get that weight. Back to the center. Drop that coupe leg. Pull up, raise up high on that releve. And slowly lower down with control. Or just hold it forever and ever. Lower down. Nice. Woo! Okay. You're definitely feeling that, I'm sure. So stretch out your calves just a little bit. Do a little quick calf stretch. Bending into the front leg, just stretching. Yes. Through the calves, whatever feels good right now. Shake it out. I know I feel that one. That one was tough. You get tired near the end. All right. So I'm just going to sit down. So Maddie, we're going to do some seated work now. I'll lower all this so you can see my feet a bit better. Make sure you have your TheraBand nearby. So we're going to do a little work through the foot. I'm going to cross let's start with your left leg. I always feel like we start with our right foot. So let's do the left leg. You can cross that bottom leg under, but if that's too much for the hips, keep it straight, all right? But making sure when we're sitting tall. Us dancers, don't start to slouch as we do this exercise. All right, so we're going to hold hands with our foot. Maddie, you know this one. You're going to take your opposite hand. So this is my left foot. This will be my right hand. Grab hold of the ball of the foot and put a finger in between each and every toe to separate the toes, as if you're, wearing toe spacers, if you've ever worn those in Paula Morgan and heard of those, which are great. So bringing the fingers in between each toe and really try to get as far in there as possible. They might feel pretty tight and your toes don't want to let your fingers go through, but really kind of force them in there and get them in there. Yes? So you're holding on to your foot ever so lovingly, and then you can start to draw circles of the ankle. One direction. And circle the other way. Sitting tall. And your toes are probably suffocating your fingers and saying, get out of there. But when we separate our toes like this, it helps. Maybe if you have bunions, I'm sure you guys don't have bunions at your age dancers, but it really helps to separate the toes and bring them back into your foot into a better alignment. And it brings space between the metatarsal muscles, and it really helps spread the toes so that when you're standing on your foot, when you're up in releve, you have a better positioning of your foot, of your toes, a nice spread toes to help you balance a little bit better. And you're not going to be scrunching your toes and fighting for it. Your toes are going to be a little bit more relaxed and stretched here. So then you're going to grab hold of your heel. And now you're going to twist, like you're wringing out the foot like it's a wet rag. So you twist one way, the ball of the foot goes one way, the heel goes the other way, and then switch it up, go the other way. It feels weird, I know. We're just moving the foot in every possible direction, really loosening it up, releasing some tension there. Your poor feet, you're on them all day. And dance, we really abuse our feet, especially in tap. So this is a really nice release for your feet and for your toes after being in your dance shoes all the time. Good. All right, you're slowly, one last time, try to get the fingers really in there between the toes, and then slowly release them out. Ooh, you're free. And then bring your feet out in front of you. Take a look at your feet. Maybe they're different colors like mine. You've brought more blood flow to the feet, to the area, and just wiggle them around a bit, and maybe you feel a huge difference. Yeah, this side that I did just moves a lot more freely, and then this side just seems a little bit stiffer. And when you look at them, you notice the toes are actually more separated on that side you just did, and on this side, they're a little bit more scrunched together and unhappy. So let's do the other side. All right, so you're gonna take your right leg, bring it over. Left hand is gonna hold hands with your foot. Put the fingers in between each and every set of toes. Hold on to your ball of the foot ever so lovingly, and then circle the ankle one direction. Sitting tall, thank you. And go the other way, nice ankle circles. And then we're gonna wring out that foot again. So grab hold of the heel and then twist. Both ways, go the other way. Really get the fingers down in there, in between the toes. Wring it out the other way, switch it up again, the twist. And twist it back. Good, holding on to the foot, really squeeze the fingers further in there. They're probably yelling at you, let me out. So when you're ready, slowly take the hand out. We didn't do it as long on that side, but you understand what to do now. And now take a look, move around the toes. Maybe your feet are both the same color again, and your toes are a little bit more separated, a little bit more wide. So now let's try to separate the toes. Spread them nice and wide away from each other, and then squeeze the toes together without scrunching them, okay? So try that again. Separate, and then squeeze the toes together. Yeah, maybe you could separate your toes more. Normally, you can't separate them as much. One more time. And squeeze them together without scrunching. Good work, shake it out. All right, we're gonna do a little TheraBand exercise now, so more strengthening of the ankles and the feet. I will play a song just to have some background music. All right, so grabbing your TheraBand. This is gonna be kind of a different way of wrapping the TheraBand around. So I'll show you this way. You're going to put the TheraBand on the entire sole of the foot, like that, okay? Now, this outside one is gonna wrap around more the heel. So you're gonna bring that one around the outer ankle. And then this one will go over the toes and the feet and more come to the inside, wrapping around. Then I'm gonna cross. So just make sure it is really wrapped around your heel. Because mine was about to come off. Yeah, and then I'm gonna cross them. So they're going separate directions. So your foot right now is being pulled in two directions, two ways. And we're gonna try to keep our foot centered, square in the center. So this will really help to strengthen, again, all the surrounding areas of the foot, the ankle, and every way. All right, so what we're gonna do, simple, it's like we did when we were doing our tendu, standing in the center. It's flex right now. You're going to demi-point. So just demi-point, the toes are still lifted, then get the toes involved, point, and demi-point, and flex. All right, we're gonna do that 8 times. I'll kind of come on an angle here. So demi, get the toes involved, demi, the ankle is still pointed, and then flex. All right, we'll do that 8 times. Then, I'm just gonna bring those over my toes a little bit more. Then, pointing the foot, now we're only going to focus on the toes, just flexing the toes, so demi-point, your ankle is still pointed, and then point the toes, but try not to scrunch them, try to keep them long, okay? So, toes up, and get the toes involved in your point. Toes lift, and down. You'll do that 8 times as well. And then from here, this is a bit different. You're going to actually this time curl the toes. So you're going to roll up as if you grab something and pull it up. So you're scrunching, pulling it up, flex, and point. Scrunch, pull up, flex, and point. So it's like you're literally lifting something up with your toe. Yeah, with your foot. Lift, grab, and flex, point. Lift, grab, flex, point. All right? Well, after that one, we are just going to finish off by turning out, flexed, point it, turned out, come back to parallel, and then flex again. Turn it out, point and turned out, come to parallel, and flex. Yeah? So we'll do 8 of each of those, and then we'll switch sides. Are we good? Let's do it. So sitting tall, first exercise, 6, 7, just point, going to demi, and point, and demi, and flex. Do it again, that's 1. Demi, point, demi, and flex. That's 2. Keep going. Sitting tall. Keep that leg straight. Good. Halfway there. Last one. Demi, point, demi, and lift. Good. Now you're going to point the foot, focusing on just the toes now. Ready? 6, 7, and 8. So lift the toes and point. 2, point. 3, point. 4, keep the ankle pointed. 6, 7, 8. Now we do the curling up. Curl up and flex, point. Curl up, flex, point. Curl, sped it up, flex, point. Curl, flex, point. Keep going, 4 more. Really focus. Curl, flex, point. Curl, flex, point. 1 more. Now, flex, turn it out, point, parallel. Again, flex, turn it out, parallel. Again, flex, keep going, point. turn it out, point, turn it in, flex, turn it out, point, turn it in. I lost count. Let's just do 3 more after this. Good, 3 more, flex, turn it out, point, turn it up, flex, turn it out, point, 1 more, flex, parallel, point, parallel. Nice, all right, take that out. I almost got through the whole exercise without losing the TheraBand. All good. Let's do it on the other side now. All right, so replacing that TheraBand. So it's on the sole of the foot. This outer one goes more towards the outer ankle. And then this top one will come more around the top, towards the inner ankle. And then you're going to cross them once they're over top. Yeah, so you should feel a little bit of like pulling in the ankle. It's kind of pulling it in both ways. Yeah, but you're going to resist that and keep the foot nice and straight and parallel until we turn out, that is. All right, so just starting with our demi points and points. Ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Demi and points and demi and flex. That's 1. Demi, point, demi, stretch. Pick it up. Demi, point, demi, up. 4, 5, 6, 7. Are we sitting tall? 8. Good. Coming down to point. And just the toes now. So keep the ankle pointed. Lift and drop. Lift, drop. 4, 5, 6. Maddie's dog. 7 and 8. Good. Now you're going to scrunch, peel it up, flex, and point. Pull it up and point. That's 4. 7. 1 more. You're picking something up with the toes and release. Now we flex. Turn it out. You point. Parallel. We'll slow this one down. Flex. Turn it out. You point and parallel. We gotta do something. So flex, turn it out, point, parallel. Let's pick up the pace. 3 more. Flex, turn it up, point, and in. Flex, turn it out, point, turn it in. 1 more. Flex, turn it out, point, turn it in. Woo! Let that go. Shake it out a little bit. So now, just to stretch out through the foot, the ankle, you're going to sit on your heels. It's helpful if you have maybe something a little bit softer, maybe a mat or something there, because I'd like you to try to lean back with your feet pointed. You're sitting, and then I'm going to lean back, put my hands back, and try to lift my knees maybe off and really push into the tops of the feet, feeling that stretch all through the tops of the foot. Hold for 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let it come down. Nice. All right. So we're into our last sort of few exercises before finally we will stretch out through our ankles. Woo. All right. Let's come to our imaginary bar, which is maybe a chair or a wall. And first we'll do the one, Maddie, with the TheraBand. So you're gonna need to wrap that TheraBand around your ankles. You need to tie it up nice and tight, but you do want your feet to be in a second stance, a second position, like pretty wide. So you can't bring the TheraBand too tight, but you're gonna grab it right around your ankles. You want it to be as low as possible. And try not to tangle up your TheraBand too much. You want it not all rolled up. So in a second position, you want some resistance, but not too tight that you can't get into the second position. My technique dancers, you know where I'm going with this. All right. Oh, I think yours is much tighter than mine. All right, so you can have a chair maybe behind you. And we're going to come into a second position, just maybe something, or you can stand up against a wall. And you're going to be coming down into a grand plie. So maybe the chair will help. Maybe not. You can do it without the chair too. Maddie, if you want to, you're welcome to. But I'll demonstrate with the chair. So really trying to get the TheraBand down into the ankle creases, because when we come up into a forced arch, you're gonna push into that TheraBand. So it's pushing right in the crease of the ankle. So really finding that resistance when you come up onto a forced arch, it's really resisting you to push higher into that releve, into that forced arch. All right, so I'm gonna move forward a little bit so my chair can be on the mat, which gives it a bit more pull. So I will demonstrate. Maddie, you can like rest for a second, and you'll do this one and demonstrate the whole thing. Hey, all right, so you're just gonna be coming up into forced arch 8 times on each foot. Right? So I'm holding on to that chair behind me for balance and helping me through it. And then you do 8 times. This is my bad ankle, on the other side. So try not to bounce too much with it. You want to stay low, but I'm just kind of bouncing to the beat a little bit. Yeah, but really push into that forced arch as high as you can. Then we do both ankles 8 times. Say this is 8. And then from there, I'm going to plie further, come into that forced arch, stretch, keep those heels lifted and turned out, and then lower. Plie, forced arch, stretch, and lower 8 times this way. Then you'll reverse. Releve, you're going to feel that resistance. Forced arch, keep that turn out, push those knees back. Lower and stretch. Releve, forced arch, lower and stretch. 8 times. And then you're done. So you really want to bring that TheraBand as low as you can, so it's right into the crease of the ankle. Maddie, this is your favorite exercise, right? Yes. All right, here we go. I'll give you some music and let's get into it. So you want to stand in a grand plie turned out position. Maybe you got a wall behind you. Maybe you got a chair. Have something maybe to help you with your balance here as we do it. So you really want to push into that TheraBand. Here we go. I'll play this song again. All right, you ready? Grand plie. 5, 6, 7, right heel lifts. 1 and down. 2 and down. 3, down. 4, down. 5, 6, 7, 8, left side. Up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now both heels lift. 1 and down. 2 and down. 3, 4. Good. 5. Staying nice and low. Turn out those knees. 7 and 8. Now get lower. Deep plie. Forced arch. Stretch and lower the heels. Plie. Forced arch. Stretch and lower. That's 2, 3. Boom. Up and lower. Good. 4. Up. Nice. 5. 6. You got 2 more on this direction. 7. Up. And 8. Now we're gonna reverse that. Releve, plie, lower and stretch. Good. Releve, plie. Keep those heels lifted. Keep pushing it to the TheraBand. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one, you got this. 8. Nice. Take the TheraBand off and just try it in the center. Just come into your grand plie, and we'll try that last exercise. Forced arch, stretch, yeah, and see how that feels. Plie, forced arch, stretch, and lower. Hey, good job, good job. All right. Always when you try it without the TheraBand, you notice like, whoa, it's so much easier to go up on my demi point into that forced arch. It just, your heels just seem like they lift up, like they're on clouds. So awesome, well done. Your forced arch should feel a lot better after that. Now let's do, you're gonna use a block now or a ball if you need it, or if you have any of those things. If you don't, you could do it without anything as well. Also, if you need water, go for it. All right, so I would demonstrate again, and then Maddie will do the whole exercise. All right, now I'm gonna move my imaginary bar chair situation over to the side. So we're going to be putting, here we go. We're gonna put the block in between the ankles so that when we come up into our releve, we're not going to be tempted. We're squeezing the heck out of that block. We're not going to be tempted to do this. Ugh. All right, you do not want that block to fall out, so we need to pull up in the center line of the body. All right, so we're going to be doing all that. Releve, I'll show you. So we'll come up into releve, squeezing up, and then you're going to hover, let's say your right foot, you're going to flex it. So you're still up on the left leg and slowly lower with control. Squeezing that block again, lift up, hover that right leg and lower down slowly. So you'll do 8 of those. And then finally just letting go of the block completely. You can face the chair if that helps. And coming into a turned out coupe position of that working leg, and the standing leg you're going to releve. So it's the same leg, the right or the left leg I was using before, just 8 releves. I'm trying to demo on my bad ankle that I keep injuring to kind of strengthen that one a bit better. You'll just do 8 single leg releves. It really helps to releve on one leg than the other. You really notice maybe an imbalance. One ankle, one leg is a lot stronger than the other. And just a little tip, work even harder on the weaker leg, so you find that bit of balance and you're not always over strengthening your better side. Yeah, so that's why I was kind of demonstrating on my bad side. That's my bad ankle, but you need to work that one 2 times harder, and you should kind of repeat the exercise on the weak legs. So you kind of double up the exercise on the not so strong legs, so you find that balance. But anywho, that's just a little tip. Yeah, so squeezing the block, you hover, and we're gonna choose a slow song for this, so that you're gonna go down for 4 counts. 2, 3, 4. So really, again, pulling up in the calf muscle as you slowly lower the heel. We're resisting going down with that supporting heel, with that standing heel. Yeah? And then we'll switch legs. We'll put the block back between the ankles and do it all on the other side. Cool. Maddie, you good? Okay. All right. Let's do a nice slow song. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Coming up. And lower, down. Okay, wait. Let me get the timing. Do I want to do 4 counts or 2? So up for 2 and down for 2. That's what we'll do, okay? Ready? 6, 7, 8. Coming up for 2 and lower. Up for 2, lower. Good. 3, 4, keep squeezing that block. 5,
Driving train down.
6,
Weatherman.
slowly lower.
Fingers.
Yeah, 7,
Pokes it out.
last one,
Pulls
8,
it in. Don't
and just releve. Up and down, without the block now. So just the left leg, or whichever leg you have, yeah? 7, 8, one leg. Up and down. 2 and down. 3 and down. 4. Yes, you need to push down to come up. Push down into the ball of the foot. 7 and 8. Hold. Add in a little balance for you. Find that coupe position. Maybe let go of the wall or the chair that you have. Yeah, fight for it. One more time. And release. Yeah, good, good, good. I just kind of sprung that on you, sorry. All right, let's do it on the other side now. So block between the ankles.
just on track.
Here we go.
Haven't seen
So now you have a
day.
new supporting leg. That's going to be slowly lower. 6, 7, 8. Coming up for 2 and lower hover. Good. Up and lower. Slowly. Keep squeezing that block. 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one. 8. You might notice which leg is stronger. And now release the block. Face the chair or the wall. 5, 6, coupe. 7, one-legged. Up and down. Up and down. 2, 3, 4. Control it coming down. Yes. Push into that ball of the foot to lift up. Squeeze through the calf. And 7 and 8 to hold. Relax through the upper body. Engage the core. Push, push down into the ball of the foot.
Left out in the cold.
For 5, 6, 7, and 8. Nice. Fighting for it. Good job, good job, good job. All right. So let's come into the center now. Let that go. You can get rid of your chair, and we're just going to stretch a little bit more through the calves now because you worked a lot. You did a lot of strengthening work, and they're feeling pretty tight and tired now at this point, I would think. All right. So you're just going to come and actually, do you have your chair nearby? I was going to say you can lunge with the chair, really pushing down to that heel. And now I want you to turn into that supporting that back leg. So the calf muscle that you're stretching right now, turn in that leg and then lean into your right hip as you try to stretch that out. You might be feeling a stretch through the outer calf muscle, through the outer ankle a little bit more there. And then come back to a parallel position, dropping that heel down. Now tuck under, and make sure you're not arching to the back as you do that. So tuck under. Good, switch sides. More helpful if you have a wall that you can really lean into. Now I'm going to turn that foot in and lean into that hip a little bit more. Turn it back parallel. Nice. Get rid of your chair now. Sorry, I lied to you last time. And let's just come into a downward facing dog. So if you have a yoga mat, that helps. And walk out, pedal out the feet. This always feels really good on the calves. So keep lifting up through your tailbone, through your sit bones. as you push down, alternating heels. And now both heels lower down at the same time. And thinking when you're pushing your heels down, lift up through the tailbone, almost like you're arching the back here this time. Hold for 5, 4, engage through the quads. 3, 2, and 1. Come down, lower the knees, and then sitting with the legs straight in front of you. So I'll move back a bit, but keeping your feet flexed. We're gonna reach up and fold over. Seated forward fold. Feet are flexed though. Now I don't want you to round and hunch through the back. I want you to lift. So again, almost like you're arching through the back. Lift the chest, have a flat back, and lift those toes up. Reach outwards with the heels. Reach forward with the heels as you're lifting through the toes. Okay, you might not go down as far as you usually do, but I want you to keep that flat back and tilt the pelvis so that you're arching a little bit. Drop the shoulders down as the chest lifts. And see, maybe you can grab onto the ball of the feet, the toes, and lift up your heels. If you have hyperextension like me, and Maddie does too a little bit, then you'll probably be able to lift up your heels a little bit. Good. Lift the heels, kick them forward. And then relax and just fold, and I'll give your back a little break here. Relax the feet. You don't need to point them. You don't need to flex them. Just relax. Slowly rolling up through the spine. Your head comes up last. And then you're going to roll onto your back, and we're going to do a fun one where you're kind of like slapping your calf muscles just to really loosen them up and wake them up again. All right, so you lie on your back, and I'm going to use my right foot to hit my calf muscle on my left side. So you want your calf muscle to be really loosey-goosey, just totally relaxed here. And then I'm using like my big toe to go up and down the calf muscle and just stabbing it, essentially. I'm kneading out the muscle. Yeah, keep that leg bent there, Maddie. The leg that you're working on, keep it bent. So say your legs are bent 90 degrees, and then you're just hitting so that the calf muscle is really just hanging over, relaxed as you give it a hit with the foot. It's super weird, but it works. Do this a couple more times. You can use the top of the foot too for a broader. The toe is a bit more stabby, and the top of the foot is a bit more of a broad space. Doesn't hurt as much. Good, for 5. Hit it, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax for a moment, lie flat, and just notice the difference between side to side. And let's go. Give it a stab on the other side. See what I did there? All right, so now my left foot is going to be the one that's massaging through my right calf muscle. I say massage, but it's really just like attacking it. See, you don't need to go for massage therapy anymore. You could just do this at home. And you could use your big toe again. And really, don't stay in one spot. You want to explore. Go up and down, more into the calf, insertion of the Achilles, the outer calf a bit more.
inside. Good, do it for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lie flat. Notice the warmth you've created in the calf muscles. And all that strengthening you did in the calves today. And slowly make your way up. Awesome job. Well, I hope you felt that in the calves, in the ankles. They might feel all like loosey-goosey and like wet noodles now, and you'll have trouble walking after this, but it will get easier too as you continue doing this video, as you keep strengthening through the ankles and finding a better balance and strength up on your demi point. And I hope that helps. So enjoy this class. Do it as many times as you want. Thank you, Maddie, again for helping me out. Thank you, because I've got really weak ankles, so you were really very helpful. So thank you, awesome job. And yeah, let me know how you felt about the video, how it goes, and I'll see you for some more videos soon. Woo woo.